We were talking about your lyrical genius, modifying the words of that well-known
famous
football anthem, Vindaloo.
Oh yeah, the bit when it says,
Vindaloo.
"May I introduce you, please, to a lump of cheddar cheese?" And then when we lost against Italy, then I thought I'd be really clever and say, "Can I introduce you, Nan, to a lump of parmesan?" I didn't get any
Very
likes.
clever. No, I
It's got
noticed.
legs.
Just
I
sat
think it's
there
got
on
legs.
Facebook pretty much all day, and I thought, should I give him a courtesy like? And I was like, nah, I'll just let him
This
sit
guy's a
there
loser.
and fester.
Oh well, we lost. They won.
I,
Well
li-
done.
I,
You've done
I
well.
like how he said, let's not talk about the Euros. It's literally the first thing.
Yeah, well, we're just going to get it out there. They played well. You know, it is what it is. Penalties. Move on. Next.
Yeah,
So,
we don't want to dwell. Simon, you
Don't
have some
wanna
big news
Yeah.
for us.
Well, yeah, I am very fortunate to have just got a new job, or an
Round of
extension of
applause.
the current job I'm in. Thank you very much. So,
Oh, well done.
yeah, I work in the NHS, and after
Oh God, let's give you a round of applause.
He's the hero.
Every Tuesday or
After-
Thursday, whatever day it was.
Every Thursday.
After
we-
si-
I bet you
Yeah.
sat there thinking, bloody hell. Thank you, everyone. You stand outside your door waving your hands like, oh, that's what I do. And then you go back in.
if you get me started on this, I might get a bit controversial. So I'm going to leave that. And say, yeah. So after 16 years of training, I now reached the position of consultant doctor in the NHS.
Hooray, doctor.
Happy days.
Oh,
And that,
no,
yeah,
God,
that's
no, what's your surname? What was it? Denning.
yeah.
Dr.
Dr.
Denning.
Denning.
Oh, that's
That
got a
is me.
ring to it, man.
So yeah, now I'm pretty settled and pretty happy, and it's all sunk in now. It was very strange when I got the news after the interview and everything on the same day they tell you, and
That's awesome.
very strange.
Well, you did
Took-
spend
took-
16 years getting to this point, so
Yeah, it's
I think you did. I think you proved that you could do the job,
so very happy with that, and
dude.
know what?
You've been
Just means
training longer than people go to school. Like
Yeah.
kids go
Yeah.
to reception
Yeah.
and get all the way out of year
16
11,
years.
and you're like, I've been going longer.
I won't tell you
Yeah.
how old I was when you started medical school. That'll probably
Well-
be
I do.
too sad for you.
Tripp, actually, that's the thing that I was sitting there thinking, how old are you?
I'm 28.
I knew it.
wow.
Yeah.
I knew you were
So
in
I'm
your
quite-
in your late 20s. Oh,
So
good.
I'm often
Such
the
a young
youngest,
gun.
but I
Yeah.
think it gives me a false understanding of how young I actually am. Because I think, oh, I'm really young. I'm not young at all.
Dude, you would have
Yeah,
been
an old
compared
man
to
in a
most
young
people.
person's body.
There's
when
loads
you
of
started
younger
secondary
people
school,
out there.
Simon was leaving.
Yeah, well, I was going to
Yeah.
say, if that was 16 years ago, I was 12 when you started. Medical
Yeah,
school,
started med
so
school in
pretty-
2005. Yeah.
What? How old were? Wait, how old are you? And you're like 34.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was only like-
2005. Am I tripping? Because I thought, where was I in 2005? I think I just left school. Yeah, that's probably about right. I keep
Probably
thinking
right.
I
Yeah,
left
the same.
school. I don't even know when I left school. Well, there you go. But 2000 to 2010 was a pretty wild year for me. So it was a pretty
decade.
wild
Wow,
decade.
a wild year. then.
It was a
Okay.
pretty. It went from boring to, well, let's explore all aspects of life, and then I become a dad. So there you go.
Amazing.
Anyway,
So in celebration of good news,
Yay.
what's everyone drinking tonight?
Oh yeah, let's do the drinking.
so I guess I start as always. I
As always.
bought a Birra Moretti because
Oh, he's jumping on the bandwagon.
well, I always buy the alcohol of the opponent that we're facing because I don't actually think we've got any decent beer. So in England doesn't have any decent home beer.
Well,
Oh,
Oh, I don't know. some of the ales
lager,
are right?
lager.
Lager, yeah.
and
Lager.
ales and
No. I don't like
stouts
ales. I like
and-
lager.
Okay, all right.
So I don't think
we
England
don't-
has a. I don't think Foster's and Carlsberg and Carling are. Well, they probably count, but ew.
Yeah, Foster's-
So I bought this, and it's there you go. Well done, Italy.
I think you need to look harder for beer in England. There are some very good local breweries to you, I'm sure, that do good pilsners and lagers. Have a look around.
I will see what Kettering has to offer.
If it's not in the local Tesco, then what's the point?
It's probably in
Well-
Whitstead Park.
You need to find your local brewery tap room.
No, there is one actually. It's called Potbelly Pig, and they do
Give it a
they
go.
do a £20. You get all you can drink and fish and chips.
Oh,
Wow.
that sounds brilliant.
Yeah, you never ever get £20 worth, and you never finish your chips off because if you whatever you did eat doesn't stay.
Oh,
Because it's £20
That says
all
more
night.
about you, I think, than
It's £20 for all night
than
drinking.
anyone
It's
else.
brutal. Anyway, there you go. The Potbelly Pig, not sponsored.
not sponsors. So tonight I am drinking a Pedal Power Pilsner.
Say
From
that
a
really fast.
Pedal Power
A
Pilsner.
pedal Pilsner.
From a brewery called Cycle Brewing,
Oh,
based in Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida.
wow. So did you? Where did you find that? Did you find that in Tesco? You need to find somewhere
No.
a bit more out there than Tesco.
Found it online.
Oh, did you order it in?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr.
Just
Mr.
like ordering
Mr.
different
Dr.
beers.
Denon. Now I can order my
So,
stuff from Florida.
Cheers, everyone. So come on, wild card boy, Big Sip Tripp, Orlando Bloom. What you got?
So I do have 2 drinks today.
Two?
drinks Trip. So I decided to get another star of ramen because
Nice.
I just like this beer.
Okay.
but
Did you? Was that leftover?
No. I bought
Alright,
this today.
okay, cool,
Oh, no,
fair enough.
I was like, I'm just gonna get a nice beer, but I thought I'll also get something to celebrate or to commiserate losing to Italy.
Yeah.
So I've got some limoncello
Oh, wow.
as a
Yeah.
kind of like a chaser, I guess.
An aperitif.
Yeah, just to cleanse the palate before I drink my beer.
Yeah,
I
man.
quite like limoncello. It's very tasty. So there you go. 2 Italian drinks, 1 Florida drink, I guess. All ready to podcast.
Oh yeah, man. Who would have thought that the Italians knew how to make some great tasting food and alcohol, right?
He's even got a proper little limoncello glass as well.
What?
Yeah, it's totally a proper limoncello glass.
It's not a
and
shot
just
glass.
A shot glass.
I was trying to make you sound classy there, Tripp. Come on.
It's just Tripp, man. He just he drinks out what he can find.
Well, I downed a Stella before we went on.
No.
That's how we prepare.
Right. Oh, I'm really
That's just
sorry.
the warm-up
really,
joke.
really sorry, Kate. Down this Stello's podcast night.
I can't act. I mean, so we're recording this
She's
and
gonna
we've
love
got
listening to
video
this one.
of each other, and I can't actually tell whether Hamish is laughing, crying, or other at the moment because he's just bleary-eyed.
Oh, don't.
What's going on, Hamish?
I look.
Yeah, do you have something to tell us?
Well, I look like I've been. I look like I'm bait. I've got real bad hay fever, and it just makes when you go into work in a hospital, and then you go have to see this poor old lad, and you gotta find out how you can get him out, and he just looks at you thinking, "Mate, are you high?" No, it's hay fever, I promise. It's hazy, man.
Yeah. Oh.
So I've got back. That's my news. Simon's got a new job. I've got hay
Well,
fever, and
Yeah, so I've just realised
Yeah.
we're all connected by the medical world. So
yeah, we're all front
I
line.
work in the
That's
NHS. You work in social services, Hamish,
Mm-hmm.
and Tripp works for a medical research grant
Charity,
company.
yeah,
charity.
grant-making
Yeah.
charity.
Oh, there you go. We're just a
We give
bunch
the
of
mo-
givers.
We give the money out. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
So
that-
we're all on that sphere.
I never even thought about that before.
Well, you now know what we do for a job. You now know our age.
Yeah, please don't. Please
Next
don't
you'll have our social
commit
security
identity
numbers.
fraud.
You've seen a
isn't it?
photo, but we're all masked up. So we probably got Facebook, right? But we're
Oh, they can see my face.
yeah, we're slowly getting there. Maybe on episode 10 we should do a face reveal.
Oh, wow.
But this is where I gotta go and turn around and be like, I might need to clean my room.
Yeah, I guess we've done a. We haven't done a
Somebody needs
face
to put
reveal.
the washing away because he always has whites.
I do.
He always puts the whites
Yeah.
out every Tuesday. How do I know this? I always see the whites come out every podcast.
I've literally just got.
You're sitting there going, "Oh
the
no, shut up,
background.
Hamish, what are you on about?"
Weirdly, doing an interview on webcam is a very because you have to make sure there's nothing in the background that they can.
Yeah.
So I learned how to quickly blur my my video screen. So you could on Teams, on Microsoft Teams, you can blur the background.
All right.
So that they can just
Really. So
see
sorry,
colours
I've
and
been
shapes.
using Microsoft Teams for like the last 18 months of my life. It's just like, oh, okay. Because like you can tell you guys have not been doing that many.
I don't use Microsoft Teams. In fact, I like to show off my my
literally
book
constant.
background to make me look like I'm really, really intelligent. And
Why do you think I have this glorious background behind me? Because I've carefully planned every single aspect of my life for whenever I have to do a work meeting.
So
Apart from
talking
that
about
pillow
planning,
that's all over.
yeah, what are we
talking about
doing?
planning,
What are we planning today?
we're gonna talk a little bit about testing processes and how we individually and as a group are sort of testing our way through to Road to Nationals. We've got an awesome interview with an unexpected success in the recent Card Merchant charity tournament. We're going to talk about 2 giveaways. We're giving away 1 item from today, and we have another giveaway to announce in the next month or so. And then we're going to finish with a segment that Tripp's titled "What's Hot and What's Not."
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You ever read a teen fashion magazine, Flesh and Blood Player? Well, if you have, that is basically based on that. What's hot, what's not. We all know it, and that's what we're going to be doing. Regular segment. That's what I'm hearing.
Are you aiming for
It's
a regular
it's
segment
pretty
on
quiet.
what's hot
Maybe
and what's
maybe
not?
the guys cut out there for a second, but I heard them both say regular segment every podcast.
What's hard and what's not?
What's hot, what's not. So
Yeah.
And we're going to have like the air horn effects in there.
Oh no! Yeah, I want to see if we can actually just get someone to be like, "Who's hot and who's not?" I might just have that.
Yeah, I think that would work. You did it. That was actually pretty good.
God, I hate
Just turn
it.
the
Right.
reverb up on that.
So first up,
I'm just going to do the rest of this close to my eyes.
testing, gents, testing. Not testing
1,
the
2,
microphone,
3.
but testing decks.
Yeah, man.
What have you guys been up to? We've got Road to Nationals. The Road to Nats season starts in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think I would start by saying I'm not very good. I'm not very good at testing. I would say.
why is that?
Maybe just that I'm very new to it. So I think if you're listening and you don't really know what you're doing with testing or testing a deck for a big tournament, don't worry, because I think quite a few people are in the same boat. But I've been trying to get into it. I think what I've noticed is, like, particularly you, Hamish, you are very good at putting yourself out there and like getting games with people and just getting those practice games in. I wondered if you could talk about like how do you feel that really helps you with like testing a deck? Is it just getting as many reps in as possible with the deck, or is there other aspects to it as well that you think helps with that process?
So yeah, I mean, well, we've got. I think sometimes you just got to be. You can even be in a fortunate position where you have a local gaming store that you can head down to, and you've got a fairly sizable group, and you can play plenty of games with them. If you could do that, just continue to keep doing that, and you'll soon start to work out what is important for you in a deck or not. If you are struggling to have a local gaming group, then I would start just trying to just hook on to some of the people that you might know online. It's quite difficult, really, because I really can't say how I managed to get the testing group I did. I'm quite an outgoing individual by nature, and I'm happy to reach out to people and play games, and things just seem to like fall on that lap, and I suppose it's just the way I do things. But luckily, that throughout pretty much all the Blitz games, there's like all of you guys have been. This is why this feels a little bit weirder for me, because both of you have been hot on the season 1 Blitz, and you seem to have all just formed a good like UK group of people that just you keep seeing the same 8, 9, or 10 faces all the time, and I think that just forms a like just a fab friendship throughout the journey. And then when everyone wanted to move over to CC, and I've been doing this with you guys, I kind of just fell into that, as well as my usual local gaming testing group. So yeah, I don't know how. It's not so much about how it works for me. Everyone's got their own little journey. But yeah, reps, man. Reps.
Yeah,
just
and
do
building
it.
that community is really helpful. And I think from my perspective, as someone that's very new to testing, is if you can find someone that's also quite new, might be a good way to get started. Is to find someone that's also like, just put yourself out there. It can be a bit scary to just be like, hey, do you want to just play a game or something? Like, but I think the more you do it, the easier it gets. And also what Hamish was saying about finding a local community at your like local game store. Like, I know a lot of stores have started doing regular nights. Like, I'm gonna start going to the like Rule Zero, that's in Stratford, East London. Going to that, getting some games in, and just if you can commit to something like that once a week, I think you'll really see like a big improvement in your playing. I think getting experience in Flesh and Blood is one of the. I think you can reach a. We talk about like ceilings and floors and stuff.
I think there is a ceiling.
You can really,
just to be clear.
yeah, there is.
There is there is a
I
ceiling.
think you can. It doesn't take too long to get to a point where you're playing the game very competently, but that comes from experience. Just playing.
I think you have to have a two-pronged approach for this one. I'm with you, Dan. I'm quite new to testing to TCGs. Flesh and Blood is my first trading card game in earnest, and I do have a local group, and we go. They've mostly been focused on Blitz and Sealed until now. There's a bit more of a push from our local community to move to CC because that's the events that are coming up, and I think we all appreciate the game store owners locally listening to that feedback. But as much as I love playing in person, the simplicity and the ease of testing on something like TTS has been a revelation, actually. And although I've moved away from it doing competitive events on TTS, being able to swap cards in and out super quickly, being able to whip through games, shuffle up new decks, not have to re-sleeve cards, and really be able to play against some of the best players in the UK and test out ideas and decks and speak freely and openly and honestly about ideas and game plans has been just huge. So definitely my advice would be get a group around you who you trust, whether they're local or not. And when I say trust, I mean trust enough to speak openly about your plans and what you're playing, but also trust them to give you feedback on how you're playing and what your ideas sound like to them, because having multiple views on decks and play styles is just awesome. It improves your game so quickly.
And also, I wanted to say on that point, I think the feedback is so important to a good sort of testing environment, and this is the case in any kind of testing you're doing, but especially so in a TCG, is you need people that are going to be honest with you and just tell you if they think that something isn't working, and you need to be able to take that feedback without kind of getting offended by it, like, which is actually quite tricky, especially for like English
especially
people.
if you've made the deck yourself.
Yeah,
like,
if you spend a lot of time and someone just shuts it down and just says, look mate, that's not working, you need to be you need to be strong enough to actually be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to listen to what this person is saying and take that on, and not just be like, no, what do you know? And like I think there might be sometimes an attitude of like, you want to prove them wrong, like you want to be like, no, I'm going to stick with this, I'm going to prove this person wrong. Then they're not trying to trick you, like
no, I think there's an element of that which I quite like. I like the fact that someone just goes like, if someone just says it's bad, right, it's not everything about it is bad, but you've got to work out what isn't working, right? So if something isn't working, there's got to be a way around that. You could probably make something work out of it, and I am a massive advocate for someone for doing that, and that's how I come about with the with my current deck that I'm playing at the minute, that I've lost countless times against players, seasoned or new, and it just, in the end, it does make you start to think, okay, well, instead of just saying let's just scrap this and just play something that is known, that is knowingly consistent, which you'll also hear from later on from the interview with the awesome Wes who came 10th with Ranger. You didn't think that was ever going to happen, and this guy's a man after my own heart. We're both just sit there on the same page. There is a way, and you just got to work out what your strengths are. But yeah, anyway, I don't know why I'm rambling on with this, but I just want to say one last little point on the testing thing, right? You've got to also be super, super, super mindful, right, that if you are playing with your group, which is a great start to get your reps in, you've also got to be quite mindful of that you'll be learning on what your opponents are kind of doing, right? So if they are not playing the most optimally, then you're going to be thinking, you might be also thinking, oh, I'm whipping these guys, man. And then you actually come up with someone that is playing things really, really, really optimally. And then you suddenly get this huge wake-up call going, this isn't like, you know what I mean? I've been beating people who have probably not been playing the most optimally. And now I'm getting schooled. So in other words, I think you really got to take the opportunity. And if you got the time and you got the chance, you should join into some events with some top players and just be part of a group and seeing what these top players are doing and losing to them and getting involved with what's being really consistent. And then, bring that into your group, and then your group is seeing what they're doing and they're going to get better. And then you're going to get better because they're getting better. That's how.
One thing that's really stuck with me. One thing that's really stuck with me since the interview we did with Matt Rogers in episode 5, and he was absolutely right, is when you lose in Flesh and Blood, there is always something or multiple things to learn from that loss. Mm-hmm. And whether you're losing in testing or competition, you have to take something away from that. And we've spoken about the importance of having a game plan. You need to go into each game with a game plan against the hero that you're playing against, and obviously the game plan of how your hero plays into that matchup. If something goes unexpectedly wrong, or if you don't quite get the cards, you need to be able to evaluate the cards that you got. Would you prefer something else in that slot? Is the game plan right, or is it the cards in the deck that's right or wrong? And how can you justify each card's place in your deck, and how can you justify the game plan that you're trying to pull off?
I think so. And I think when you start getting that to that point and you've got your deck, maybe we are kind of moving away from testing what I'm going on about, but I'd say that a really strong point when you're starting to get a very flexible working deck is when you've got a core set of cards that are between the 40, maybe even pushing it might be a bit high to the 50 level. So when you actually think, when you go on FabDB and there's a sideboard button, which I've only just discovered, and it's the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's just made my life so much better. You see all the cards lay out, and then you can click them, and it actually just moves all the cards into a sideboard section. And then you actually break down and go, right, see these cards? They're never sideboarded, ever. They are in that deck the entire time, no matter what. And once you've got that, that's when you can start to be really flexible with stuff. But you can only do that if you're getting games in all the time. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing it exactly how Simon's doing it on TTS, because I think TTS is perfect for testing. I'm not a big online competitive player like Simon said, but TTS is just like, yeah, dude, let's just bang this out. Let's just repeatedly get these games in and work it out. And then you've got to go to a real play store, and then you've got to actually pick up the cards, and you've got to face that opponent, and you've got to remember your triggers. And I know you have to do that at TTS, but there is something physical about doing these things that is just a bit more different. And you got more. And sorry, go on.
No, I just wanted to speak to the people that maybe don't enjoy playing online or don't have a community like we do, is just try and go to a real life tournament instead. Like, I don't even care necessarily if it's Blitz, if it's sealed, anything. Obviously, try and go to a classic constructed one if you're working towards Road to Nationals. But honestly, just get some real life game experience, and also this is a bit adjacent to testing, but tournament experience is really invaluable.
Absolutely.
You first time you go, you might not get that many wins, but actually sitting there at the table playing the game in real life is valuable. And then if you do start to get to the top cuts, that experience is also very valuable. I'm always super happy whenever I make a top cut, because there is a difference in the tension of playing, like when you reach that
there's definitely
step.
a difference in knockout steps, isn't there?
Yeah,
like knockout
and you
matches.
want to have some experience of that, and you want to put you're almost like you're putting your body through that feeling of, okay, I'm so close to actually winning this thing now. And that pressure, you need to have experience of that pressure. And it doesn't matter what format you're playing, experience of being in that final level of a tournament. You don't want to be coming to an RTN, reaching the top cut, especially when it's top 4 that get the main prizes and it's going to be a top 8. You don't want to be going into that top 8 having no experience of that upper level pressure, because it could really trip you up. You don't want to get that far,
and you probably still
have
will.
The pressure get to you.
Because I reckon all 3 of us could sit there and go, right, we're in the top 8 now, lads. It's literally like 4 of us are not getting in. And that,
do you know what?
It is quite brutal.
I think actually, I'll pick you up on something you said there, Tripp, and I think you have to decide whether you're in this event, whatever event you're going to win it, or whether actually the top 8 would be an achievement, because actually that is an achievement. Let's not play it down. Getting to the top 8 in a 60 or even 30 player event is a big achievement, and if you're going to walk away with a cold foil adult hero, or
big time. Big time.
If you win your first match in the top 8 and you get this Exude playmat that looks incredible, or if it's not a Road to Nats event and you're getting 6 booster packs for getting to the top 8, like these are good prizes. They're worth the entry fee to the tournament, and actually that is an achievement. Don't knock it. And I know you won't. Sorry, Tripp.
I know.
But
I
there
know
is
exactly
a difference.
I know exactly what you mean, and I agree. I don't want anyone to think that I'm saying it's not an achievement, because I mean, the first time I made a top cut, I was at it was like the best thing ever.
It gives you this real high, and actually
so
you can
happy,
ride that high. But yeah, no, I get the same as you. Like every time you make a top cut, it's a little buzz, and then you have to try and settle it down again and play the matchup in front of you, whoever that might be, and just
remembering the game plan and everything.
Remember the game plan.
But yeah, I think what you're trying to sort of summarize this up, Simon, is saying like when you're testing, are you going to play? Are you going to try and reach a top 8, or are you trying to go to win? And when you want to go in to try and win it all, you've got to know you gotta really just be on the ball about what people are kind of doing. And someone will come up with something funky, and that's awesome, right? But you got to sit there and go, right, what's actually going to show up? Prism, Chain, Bravo, all this, and we'll nail this down in the what's hot and what not section. But you got to keep your eye on this stuff, and you got to think, what are these guys doing? What's a popular strat? What have I got to keep my eye on? How am I going to deal with this deck and my play style? And have I got cards that can deal with this? All this sort of stuff. So
if I was going to give like one thing you could, if you're going to Road to Nationals and you're trying to top it, you're trying to win it, or you're trying to top it, I think the bare minimum, I would say, the absolute bare minimum, is to try and have had a game against every main hero that is going to be out there for the first time. So just so that the first time you don't want the first time you've ever played against a hero to be at the tournament. And that's it. If that's all you can find the time for doing, just try and get out there and just say, hey, I'd really like to play a Prism today, or even an Azalea today, or something. And I'd say maybe if you're pressed for time, that's probably the bare minimum you can do. So at least you've had one game against that hero, and you've got an idea of what they're trying to do, so you know what you want to do.
Go out, get the experience, get to the big events, enjoy yourself, and hopefully Tripp, Hamish, and I will see you at least one of the Road to Nats coming up in the next few months. Just a quick shout out to some prep events that are coming up. Sharif Shaban and Trinity Card Capital are running a Classic Constructed Gauntlet online webcam event on the 17th of July, starting at 6 p.m. BST. Tickets on sale on the Trinity Card Capital website, limited to 64, and I think they've gone through nearly 40 tickets already.
That's awesome.
And it's amazing. And some awesome podcast is helping to do some casting for that.
Oh yeah, man. We love Arsenal Pass. They're really good.
Oh, he's hit us straight to
Yeah,
the
they
heart.
are. They're actually no joke. They're
they
really
are
good.
awesome,
and
actually,
if
to
you
be
want to
fair.
hear some hot and what's not, go listen to them. They're the whole episode is all about that. But anyway,
And the other prep event
just
coming
to
up.
clarify, we're sponsoring that.
Just
in case that,
If it wasn't
in case
clear.
that didn't quite land.
And the other prep event is Boards and Swords Winner Box event in person. I think 30 odd people already signed up. The event is in Derby on the 24th of July, which is a Saturday.
not Derby.
Starts at not Derby. Tripp.
Oh, Derby! I fucking love Derby.
It starts at I think 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to run most of the day. And I think some of the local people, including myself, are trying to sort out some post-tournament social activities. So if you want to go and check out the Boards and Swords website, have a look for tickets there.
Sounds awesome, man. So, do you want to hear another
Right.
awesome thing?
I do want to hear an awesome thing. What have you got?
Do you want to hear the chap that went 10th in an 150-man charity event playing Ranger, and his name is Wesley?
I would
I
love
sure
to.
do.
Oh, man. Here is the secrets. Behold. After the charity event, did you just then turn to your wife and went, look, you're looking at the Master Ranger, okay?
No, she already knew.
Yeah, there you go. And that's why you got married, right?
Yeah.
Did you do archery on your honeymoon?
No, I'm looking at it in real life, just in the cards.
Oh, I'm just mucking about, man. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much for jumping on, Wes. Is it Wes, Wesley? What is it? People?
Yeah, no, Wesley, either one.
Yeah, cool. I'll go with Wes. So, came 10th in the awesome big charity event run by the Card Game Merchant with Matt Rogers and Nick Butcher. Awesome, man. That's like incredible.
Yeah, no, I was pretty thrilled to get up there. I had my hopes on top 8, but that last round was pretty tough.
Oh,
Came up again.
Yeah, who did you play?
Yep. So you're gonna hear a lot of chain.
Okay.
So first 2 rounds I didn't really get to play. First round, my opponent didn't show up. They mustn't have wanted to be playing in the charity event. Donate.
Yeah.
Second round, my opponent didn't have his constructed deck ready, so he forfeited the round.
Oh,
Third match was against Chain.
which was me.
Yeah. Fourth match was against another Chain, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Did you win that
Fifth
one?
match. Did I win that one?
I know it's hard, isn't it, to actually remember the order of stuff. Okay, so you played against Chain.
Yeah, I won.
Sure.
I think I won that one.
Yeah.
Yep. Then I versed Dorinthia, and I won that one.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
That's
Yeah, Dorinthia is actually not a bad matchup for Azalea. I quite like it. Then a Chain that I lost to.
Oh, okay.
They played very well, and it was quite an even game. Came down to the wire, and I think arcane damage usually finishes me off
Sure.
in most of my losses.
Yeah.
So it came down to that. And then next match was against, was it Jordan Nelson Fuller on?
Yeah, I heard about that because there's a chap who's a pal with him that I talked to, Mr. Tom Penny, he's the boy, and he said that it was used to playing, and I said, who's he playing? He's playing Katsu. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Katsu.
And yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, I ended up winning.
Nice.
Can't quite remember how it all ended, but
Was it a double razor?
yeah, that must have been it.
Yeah, I
That's what
heard.
they were
I heard
talking
it was a
about.
double razor.
Yeah, two in hand. I think I got some good hands in the end of the game. Sort of when it gets to the end of the game and the game sort of deciding who's going to be the one putting the pressure on, I got the good hands, and I don't think he did. So I then had that lead at that point, and then I drew into the hand with the double razor, and it's hard to predict a double razor.
Of course, but hey, in that moment you took it.
Yeah.
And then I think was there one more game after that, and was that the Rohan
last
game?
game was against Rohan, yeah. And because second last round there were 3 undefeated players.
Right.
Rohan versed one of them, and I got randomly selected, even though I was on 1 loss, to verse the other undefeated player, which was Jordan. And then the next round, once again, I'm the one person on one
Oh.
house who has to be an undefeated player. So I had some interesting luck there. I got to verse some strong players in the end.
Well, that's good. I mean, that really puts the deck to the real test, right?
Yeah.
So, what's your journey been with Ranger, just in general, before this charity event? What's been have you always been playing Ranger, or have you dabbed into it because you found something? How did it all pan out?
Yeah, so I was playing a game called Keyforge, and I had this one guy who I played sort of pro competitions with who was saying, "Oh, you should try out this game, Flesh and Blood. Like, I went down and won a bunch of money in Sydney. You should try it out." And I looked at it and I was like, "Nah." But then when COVID hit, I was back in my hometown, and my local board game store had really gotten into Flesh and Blood, the unplugged games.
Yeah.
So I went down. I was interested because no one was playing Keyforge at that point. And I picked up some Arcane Rising because Arcane Rising had just come out,
Yeah.
and they had some pre-made decks that they'd made up, which was I thought pretty cool. They built them themselves, and I was tossing up between Viserai and Azalea, but I talked through what the mechanics were with the board game store, and I liked the sound of having to put your arrows into the arsenal. Like I liked that mechanic. It just sounded really like fun.
Yeah,
It sounded
absolutely. It
really
feels like a
neat.
Ranger.
Yeah, so that really stuck out to me. So I picked up a constructed Azalea deck that they'd made, some packs, and started playing around with it. And so I've been playing Azalea ever since Arcane Rising came out.
And you haven't been, persuaded or
Yeah,
tempted.
I'm pretty notorious in my region for always playing Ranger. Like I've built a couple other decks and like one-off played different decks, but I've always come back with Ranger.
Nice.
It's just I still have that joy that I had when I first played it with the putting arrows into your arsenal, and I find it fun to be able to make a deck that people think isn't good really good, and I like playing decks that other people in the world aren't playing. Like I don't like playing the meta decks. I like to be able to explore for myself and find new strategies that other people aren't doing. So that's sort of really driven me to keep playing Ranger.
Is it fair to say that she's the weakest hero, or is that or have people got it wrong?
I think it's definitely unfair to put Azalea at the bottom. The problem people have thinking there is you can get quite a lot of push with Azalea using the right cards, as I do in my deck. But the bonus you have with Azalea is that you can be pushing, and then your last card turns out to be a red in the ledger. And if they have been holding their hand this whole time, and you're up against someone like Katsu or Dorinthia who want multiple hits, then their game plan just goes out the window. They're like, "Oh, you've got a red in the ledger. Oh, I've now got to block it." So this big hand that they've been holding, they've taken all of the damage, and then they get hit with some effect card, and they've got to totally change their plan. So what these other decks have a little bit of with those strong effects, Azalea has a lot of. So I'd say they're very similar in style, but Azalea has a slightly different niche that she can fit into. Okay. And where I put her would be close to the top. Ooh. I'd say she's not in that, like, if you were to pick like 2 or 3 decks to put in the very top tier, I would put it just under them. But with Tales of Aria coming out, with new Ranger cards possibly coming out, I think all it would take is one card as strong as Red in the Ledger to put her into that top spot.
Oh, I'm grinning, man. I'm loving this. I mean, I can't vision it myself. This is the thing. And maybe that's because I haven't really been looking. We just don't see it. And then when you hear it and you're trying to figure it out, I think you've obviously cracked something. Because I suppose really, because Road to Nationals and everything's coming up, that you sort of look at this and go, "Oh man, this is a puzzle." I mean, this is a big puzzle, and I think if a lot of people think it's a big puzzle, would you also admit to say that she's actually quite a difficult hero to master, or is people missing a trick?
Yeah, I'd say second or third most difficult hero to play in the game. I'd say Wizard's probably up there at first. I'd say Ranger's pretty close behind at second. Because
Right.
that's the thing. A lot of people have tried playing her and haven't really had much success. But that's because it takes quite a lot more thinking and testing to get her to that level. And then when you're playing, there's so many little decisions you have to make during the game that can really throw you forward or backwards in your matchups.
Okay. Okay. So,
So she's definitely quite complicated.
all right. Is there? So, what is? We'll start with the bad and end with the good. So, what would you say her worst matchups are? And it's probably easier to say heroes because, well, maybe not.
Mm.
Like, is there deck styles that is not favorable for her at all? Is it aggro, control, mid range, tempo, those sort of
Yeah.
deck styles?
Like I don't like sharing my dark secrets,
No, no,
but
no.
I
Of
think
course.
one of the yeah, no, but I'm gonna share it today. But one
Ooh.
of the worst things for Azalea is very, very heavy defense. So I get into a lot of matchups and people have defensive cards and they play those defensive cards defensively, but when they get the chance to do their big attack, they drop the defense and they start playing aggressively. At
Yeah.
that point, I can break through their defense and put the game into sort of my lead. And so if I'm playing against certain defensive decks, they'd be much better, like against Bravo, they'd be much better just sticking to the very heavy defense the whole game. Because what a lot of people don't figure out the first time they play me is that I don't have a weapon that attacks.
Hmm.
I've just got attack action cards. And aside from a couple remembrances, the most cards I could attack you with the entire game is maybe like 40, 45.
Got you. Got
Um,
you.
if you block 40 or so attacks, I lose the game because what do I do after that? Got nothing.
No, that's no,
Where,
that's
where
that's
you keep swinging with your hammer or something. So I've
yeah.
had some very interesting games where I've played Knock the Death Whistle. I've looked at my small deck and I've been like, oh, 4 attacks left in my deck. What do I do? And so
Oh,
I then have to
man.
think very strategically, okay, I'm just going to stop blocking. I'm just going to stack my deck to get an arrow at the top whilst I, risk my life. And I
Yeah.
just have to go for like some crazy dominate ability. But if people catch on to that, then they could very easily turn the game in their favor.
Yeah. So I take it then on the flip side, the positive matchups are well the aggro decks, like I suppose Chain, Katsu, and so on.
Yeah, so I find Chain, it's pretty even at the moment, just because Chain matches Azalea pretty well with aggro, and I
Mm.
haven't played around with enough cards. I think I only just realized recently when someone pointed it out to me that Sleep Dart is actually really good against Chain.
Oh
I was
yeah.
thinking, no, Sleep Dart, what's it matter? He can still play cards from the Banish Zone. But I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't get and go again on that one card, which he really needs to play all the cards from his Banish Zone.
Yeah.
So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna start trying more Sleep Dart against Chain, and I think that could be what I was missing in the tournament.
Fantastic.
But so I think there is a slight advantage towards Azalea in the matchup at the
Okay.
moment. I think against Dorinthia, because that's quite an aggressive deck, she does really well. Especially with the matchup against Dorinthia, her main defense reaction doesn't do anything against a hero that can't attack with their weapon,
That's true.
which is which I find a benefit. Um, Against Wizard, Azalea is very good because you just don't even block their arcane damage. You just go all out and pressure them with your abilities. Things like Red in the Ledger, if you haven't looked deeply at the rules, Red in the Ledger stops your opponent from playing more than just one action card or activating one action on their turn. And the the actions that they're playing from their banished zone as instants still count as playing action cards, therefore they can only do one and then stop.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, and it's an until the end of their next turn ability, which means that as soon as you hit them with the red in the ledger, they can't just respond after that, after the hit has resolved.
So would they not just pile on all the cards before the attack hit?
Yes, so that's pretty much it. They have to, which limits them into one option.
Yeah.
I'll just just so that I'm not spitting false knowledge. If Red Knowledge hits, they can't play or activate more than one action. Oh, sorry, during the next turn. Sorry, I'm thinking of Remorseless. So for that one, it's just on the next turn. It's not at the end of their turn. What I'm thinking is Remorseless.
Right.
Remorseless
Okay.
is slightly different wording. It says if Remorseless hits a hero until the end of their next turn, whenever they play an action card, they lose 1 health.
So for right, sure.
If they start doing things after Remorseless is hit, they start losing health, even on your turn.
Yeah, and I can imagine the more they just keep piling on, it just
even at instant speed.
Yeah, it's still going. It's still an
action card.
Yeah, man, that's all right. That's really interesting.
When it comes to Katsu, it's a bit odd because that's one of the most aggressive decks, but I do find Azalea struggles very much against Katsu.
Okay.
I think part of it is the late game. During the late game, I've had a lot of problems with just not having the response to Gadachi. Azalea lacks a lot more defense than any other deck, which is why I sort of play a very aggressive Azalea, because I just don't have that good defense support. Even with the traps, which I can talk about later, the traps suck. But
well,
I
that's it.
Run one trap, but I'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a bit of a mix. About half the heroes like Dash as well. Azalea is very good against Dash because she can really put the pressure on before she can build up her items.
What about have you managed to test up against the boost version?
Not as much, but once again, it's like cards like Red in the Ledger can really halt up a deck that relies on multiple actions.
Sure.
And the boost version runs less defense than the item version, which would just make it even easier to get things like that through.
Okay.
The one thing I'd be worried about with the boost version is if they can pull off the 11 damage attack.
Oh, the big whammy hit. I can't remember what it's called. So
yeah, that's scary.
So it sounds like not to sorry to cut you off there, but it sounds like really that Red in the Ledger, Remorseless, are pretty much the main cards in the deck. Is that fair to say?
No, it really actually isn't. It's funny because I use them more as sort of support to my main method of play.
Oh, so wow! Okay, this is even deeper than I ever thought. I thought this was going to be it's Red in the Ledger and Remorseless, and if you can knock the Desperate finds it, and I play it, and it gets quite nasty, and then I was going to go in and say, do you run Memorial Ground to keep putting them back in your deck? And my brain tells me no.
Yeah, so when I was first playing Ranger, I was going for how much damage can I stack onto these arrows, and my one arrow would do the most amount of damage. It's sort of the go tall style.
Mm-hmm.
But my local game store said, hey, let's do a pauper sort of game where everyone just plays with common cards in their deck.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, how do I do that? And so I started playing around, and I built a purely common Ranger deck. And it's at that point I was like, oh, I'll just make all the cards 0 cost. I'll make all the cards red, and I'll try and find the most go again I can. And when I played with that, we ended up not doing the pauper event because not enough people prepared for it. So I versed a fully constructed ninja deck at the time with my pauper Azalea deck, and I beat it.
Oh, wow.
With just a ton of generics that said go again.
So is that the trick?
So that's the trick. It's my deck consists of quite a lot of generic cards, and most of my deck I can find ways of giving go again. I run 6 Razor Reflexes, red ones and yellow ones.
Yeah.
And I run the Snapdragon Boots. I find ways when I look at my hand to attack the most amount of times, or if I've got a better option with a strong effect, then I do the strong effect. And sometimes I hold off on the strong effects because they're sort of my catch you out sort of thing.
Yeah.
And my main strategy is to attack like a ninja, and then my backup is that I can come at you with a strong effect when you're not expecting it. So I could attack, and then strong effect, or I could attack, not do it, save it for the next turn when it's going to matter more.
Wow. Okay, so you really are going aggressive, like massively, because I mean, if you're running a lot of generics, it's a lot of 2-block.
Yeah, a lot of 2-block. Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the weaknesses with the deck.
Is that the blocking power is not there, so you got to rely on just outright damage.
Makes it hard to stop a Bravo if you don't have your defense reactions.
But that's wow. Okay, so since you stumbled across that, it's just been an absolute solid strategy. Okay, that's
yeah. I started dominating my local tournaments, and Azalea became an infamous deck in Lismore, New South Wales.
That's awesome. I'm sure there's so much people want to say, and I'm gonna have to sort of wrap it up there, and like let people just chuck in comments, and then I can and it just if you're about to check them out, or I can send them over to you, and just to see what people got to say, and then you can or figure it out. Come on, guys, figure it out, man. It's
also I'll try and put it up because I'm one of the Wraith Time authors, but I've been pretty off the grid with my wedding happening and all that.
Yeah, man.
I'll try and put up an in-depth sort of discussion, sort of go through of my deck to try and help people who are still not sure how it works. But also I think we'll put the link to my deck in the description.
Yeah, we will. We'll put that. Just if you send it over, we'll get the deck list up on the description. And I've been looking forward to this chat since you agreed to come on. So honestly, thank you so much.
All good. I enjoy opening up the world of Ranger to everyone else, and bringing a bit of hope to those range deprived players. Yeah, and if you're not keen on Ranger but you've still watched this video, there are several other heroes that you can figure out the same sort of thing with. Like if you want to play Wizard but no one's got like a really top tier Wizard deck yet, you could be the one to figure that out.
Yeah, man, do it.
Have a good one.
And yeah,
do you know what, that is so awesome, because thematically I think LSS have absolutely nailed it. It's a great class and the mechanics work really well within that class. It's just a shame that they don't get the results that maybe people would hope, but obviously it can be done, because Wesley's proved that you can go 6-2 and come 10th in a 150-man tournament.
I know, man. It's wild, and the fact that he was really kind enough as well to give us his deck list, and that will be posted up in the description below, and you can go and check it out.
I don't think anyone is going to be able to pick up that deck list and play it as well.
No,
I was going to say that takes reps.
But it's sick. Go check it out, and he's going to be doing his write-ups on the Rave Times. Is it Rave Times? I think it's Rave Times.
Rave Times, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be doing his write-up on the Rave Times and really breaking it down even further. So this was like a nice little dessert, appetizer of it all. He'll really break this down later on.
This week we clicked over 125 subscribers on the podcast. And you know what that means?
Oh, yeah.
We've reached the next milestone for a giveaway.
Oh, mate, buzzing.
So I took everyone that had commented on each episode since we started the giveaway.
Oh man, I haven't got the wheel up. It's bust. I'll throw it in the bin.
Episode 4.
It's bin.
You've busted the wheel.
It's in the bin. I might have to. I might do a pinball machine thing for the next one where it just lands.
It's fortunate because I already did a randomizer, and I am very happy to announce that Adam Philpott, otherwise known as Adanaz, has won a Living Realms custom art playmat, which, to be honest, look spectacular.
I'm jealous, man.
Huge friend of the podcast, Adam, so I'm very happy he's won something.
Yeah, he's done so much,
promoting us and giving us really nice feedback and telling people about the podcast. So,
and thank you to Fabio at Living Realms, who's obviously donating the playmat, and he will be sending the playmat out to Adam when we give him his details. So thank you very much, Fabio.
Awesome, man. So we
do have another giveaway to announce, Hamish, don't we?
Oh god,
a second giveaway.
No, wait, what? Who?
It's never been done before. Two
giveaways.
One podcast.
What is this?
Well, this is a bit of a prior warning and a bit of this morning. It just sunk in. Call this number now.
You can win £40,000 and the tickets to Wembley.
Um, you could win £200 a week for the rest of your life.
That's yours at Tesco's. Sorted forever. And a car. Why not? There's always a car. There's always a car. Why is the car there? And there's a car full of money.
It's better than Bullseye, where they used to win a speedboat in a landlocked county, you know.
Where do you live, son? I live in Northampton. Wicked. There's no sea. Have a boat.
Have a speedboat.
Yeah.
So, calm it down. Cool it, kids.
All right, Doctor.
The lemon shallow is sinking.
It's sinking in
good.
now. Tripp's falling over.
very
I'm
tasty,
having a
yeah.
beer, Moretti.
I'm going to go and get one of my home brews in a minute. So,
Yeah.
at the Living Realms skirmish a few weeks ago, I had a chat with Lee Dalton, who owns ProTech Cards.
Cool.
And ProTech are a well-established single site, and they've recently got into Flesh and Blood this year. They've actually recently been granted bricks and mortar status, so you'll probably hear a lot more about them running events.
Nice, well
look
done.
forward to that. And having a chat with Lee, he was extremely kind, and he's given us 2 custom-made cards. Now, we will put a picture of these cards up on the podcast video because they are exceptionally beautiful.
Dan's like, and I've now got to find that image and put it up on the internet.
You should have seen my face.
I'm gonna send you the pictures to put up, Dan. It's okay. You can just weave them.
It'll just
You
be
weave
the
your
most
magic
blurriest
into the
pictures
video.
ever.
Just write down the time code.
Yeah.
It'll just be Simon on the toilet, the card on his lap. You gotta do that now.
No.
What colour pants does he wear?
So, if I were to describe these cards, they are a clear background card with the character highlighted in colour in the middle of the card. They look incredible.
Yeah, man.
And
They
we
look
have
great.
we have one Azalea
Ooh.
and one Viscerai.
Ah, nice.
And Hamish has had an awesome idea for how we're going to award these cards to winners.
I don't just talk shit all the time, lads. So
Just most of the
just
time.
most of the time.
Shit, it's too slow.
Right, well, the awesome idea. Shall I say it or are you saying it? I don't know.
No, you're saying it.
I'm saying it. All right, okay. So the idea was that we thought that these heroes are, I thought these heroes are fairly unrepresented into the bigger scheme of the meta, right? So we are going to award these cards to the highest placed Viscerai player and the highest placed Azalea player at the Living Realms Road to Nationals tournament. So if you're one of those players that are like, you know what, I really like this character, I really just want to get in there, now you've got a bigger incentive to show up because we're going to give you one of these cards if you place really high. You don't need to win it, you don't need to hit top 8, you just need to be the highest place Viscerai player or Azalea player at the event, and you can win one of these cards. Hey! And if you want to, you can even have a chat with us and you can get on the podcast. So
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll have a chat with you as well if you want to be on the cast. We'll do a quick little interview about why you chose to play that hero at the event.
I actually
That'd be
bloody hate your
fun.
podcast, but cheers for the card, mate. Ta-da!
Yeah, well, I'd include that.
I would. I'd be like, this guy hates us. Here's the interview.
Real honest
Yeah.
feedback.
So yeah, come along. 4th of September. I think actually there's only one ticket left now.
Is there?
Jeez.
It may have already
That's
sold out
insane,
by
I
the
mean-
time we've
Oh,
released
man.
the podcast. So yeah, there's going to be a full 64-player event at Living Realms on the 4th of September. How incredible is that?
That is
That
sick.
is amazing. I mean, I don't know. Like, we're in the UK, right? Like, 64 people in real life at an event is incredible. So huge. Well done to Living Realm.
Yeah, no, that's
Absolutely.
sick. That is absolutely sick. And we
We're
probably
knocking out of the
scuppered some
park.
people's plans, right? When they're sitting there going, oh, what am I going to take? Oh, sod it. I'm going to win one of these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now we just have to
absolutely.
tech against
What if,
Ranger and Viscerai.
Oh, no. Yeah, maybe. Actually, I haven't actually considered them in the...
So yeah, thank you to ProTech Cards. Thank you to Lee for giving us those to give out to our loyal subscribers and listeners. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you there.
And of course, we'll be doing another giveaway for the next, if we reach in the next subscriber.
Of 169. Another great
Absolutely.
idea.
Oh, was it actually 100?
It is actually
was,
legitimately
yeah.
169.
What
But
were we
it's
giving
worth
away
it.
at
It's a
169?
cold foil crazy brew.
Oh, that's
man.
really good. Okay, that's worth getting to 169 for, guys.
And do comment. Like, it doesn't have to be like you totally UK based.
Yeah, any old chaff will get it.
Yeah, anyone. just chuck it. So starting from now, chuck in your comments into the YouTube video, and we'll add it into the prize, into the wheel of fortune.
So one thing I would
read
say,
every comment.
if you are commenting, give us your feedback on what you might like to see in the background of the podcast. So we've had some box openings. We're putting together some TTS gameplay videos.
Yeah.
Just let us know any other ideas you might have for what you want in the background that might keep you engaged, or even if you just listen to the podcast elsewhere and don't care about the background, that's good to know as well.
Yeah,
so
and if you have your own content that you'd like to send to us, we're always interested in like box openings or gameplay footage for a particularly good game. Just DM one of us, or just comment on the YouTube video, or if you're on one of the Discords that we frequent, just send us a DM and we'll sort out a file transfer.
Even if you just want to film yourself sitting outside in the garden having a beer and for 10 minutes, I mean, I'd have it. I'd have this. If you want it on, send it over, and just sit there chilling, having a beer for 10 minutes.
are we going to become the equivalent of those lo-fi hip hop study playlists?
Well, yeah,
on,
you mean like our outro song, right?
Yeah.
I could do a video of me just like sleeving cards.
Oh, cathartic.
That's
Just sorting through cards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just like cutting cards from my CC deck.
Right, we have a few minutes to give some level of credence to Tripp's new regular piece on the podcast.
What's hot and what's not? Ooh. All right. Okay. So, Tripp. What's
we
hot?
totally didn't make this. We didn't make this up like 2 minutes before we started the podcast, so we're totally prepared for this segment.
So we'll just go for each hero. Bang, hot, bang, not. Right. That's it.
Okay.
So every hero isn't missed out. Okay. Right. So Katsu, hot.
No, not.
Not hot.
He's mine.
Yeah.
Leave him
He's
alone.
mine. Okay. Viscerai, hot.
Hot.
Not.
Oh.
Not,
Okay.
not hot.
All right. Bravo, hot.
Hot.
Lukewarm.
No, you can't. There's no lukewarm.
How come you could change the system?
That's true.
Oh,
All right. Okay. All right. Fine. All right.
Who's Luke and why is he
Okay,
warm?
fine. It'll be hot or not.
Get him out of there. What's lukewarm mean? What do you mean?
Mary's like, I think
It means tepid, like in the middle.
A lot of people are going to go, what the heck? What's the definition of hot? I don't know. You make it. I don't know. It's hot, right? Okay, so Bravo, hot, and lukewarm. What else is there? Azalea. No.
Not.
No. Sorry, I just did a whole interview with Wes, and I think no.
I think Azalea. I think Azalea will do. I think we'll see a top 8 from an Azalea.
Are you? Or what is that? You?
Bold predictions.
I'll predict a top 8 from Azalea in the UK.
Dorinthia.
Not.
I'd say hot actually.
No, I'm gonna say not. I'm gonna say not hot.
Okay, we might come back round to that because there's a lot to say on that.
Yeah. Prism.
Hot.
Not hot.
There's a lot of difference. This is interesting. We definitely got different views.
She ain't hot, man. She's I think she's got.
I think we'll see a top. I think we'll see a top 4 for Prism.
Fair enough. Bolton. Hot.
Not.
You're just jelly, man, because I keep kicking your ass.
I'm super salty. Is what I am.
What about you, Tripp?
I'm gonna say hot based on your pushing of it.
Yeah,
but
all right, okay.
I may be proved wrong.
I plan to make it hot, and then it will turn out it's not. Levia, not. No, yeah, that's the one thing we can all agree on.
Yeah.
I do
Levia's
think we're
not
missing
hot.
something with Levia though. I think someone's going to crack it at some point.
Yeah, I definitely think she's a puzzle that hasn't been solved yet.
She's got Husk, which is
that's
one
about
of the
it.
best cards in the game.
That's about it. She's got
There's
Husk.
got to be something you can do with that, right?
I mean, she's also got scab skin levers, and I think that's spice.
Yeah.
Roll a 6, you'll win. Anyway, Chain, hot.
I mean,
You said not, right?
I know.
I think not. Well, personally not, because I've gone off Chain. Like,
Oh,
I
really?
mean,
Why?
if you listen to the last podcast, I was saying I was going to play Chain,
Yeah.
and I've just changed my mind
Ah,
on Chain. So
I like
for me, Chain is a not hot, but I may change my mind
No,
again.
I think
so-
I'm
you
on
made
the fence about
Chain.
Chain.
No, he's hot.
I think
he's spice.
Chain is.
What about
an
Rhinar?
interesting-
Not.
Not. But I appreciate those that are hot for Rhinar.
I mean, I played a hell
Hot
of a
for
lot of
Rhinar.
Rhinar, and I just don't. I can't
think
see the
Rhinar
vision yet.
has people. There's players out there who will just will play Rhinar and will always play Rhinar, and I think that's hot.
Yeah.
but I don't think it is.
You're gonna see him go, mate. What you're doing is so hot.
Yeah, obviously.
I have so much respect for you right now.
Who else? Who else are we? Oh, okay, we're gonna go to Dash.
Not.
I'm gonna say hot, man. Yeah,
You've been getting talked into that.
She's been. I like the fact that Adam East from Kingdom Gaming is really giving her a good look in, and I think people just writ her off and went, nah, she's shit. And it's just like, yeah, all right, but based on what?
She was the best hero,
And now
in
she's
Classic
suddenly shit.
Constructed
I don't
before
agree
Monarch,
with that.
So there's got to be something there, but we'll see.
We'll see. And Wizard.
Oh no,
Not.
and never.
I'm gonna.
You know what, though?
I'm gonna say no. I am gonna say not.
I think.
But I think I'm gonna go for all that. Say not. But I think
there may be. I think there may be a warrior wizard turn up to one of these events and actually sort of a hybrid arcane physical damage wizard who exploits the fact that people have no null rune. Because people aren't aren't running it in CC at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the mistake people make against Kano
Is running too much with null rune. Yeah,
is running too much null rune. I think if you're running a Katsu and you've got like an aggro package, just knock them around and just take it, because you're playing on taking it from everyone else, aren't you? So why not Kano? And they've only got 30 health.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I've not got any reps against Kano.
So we've all agreed that Wizard and Leviat are not hot. And when we say not hot, we're probably just talking about what we've seen in the UK.
This is just hot takes. Push the point special.
Yeah,
right here.
fair enough.
We're just what is our hot take on each of the heroes, and that's you just got it basically.
I want to do this segment again after the 24th of July bash, and then we can literally all come back and go, right, okay, what is hot and what is not. But did we actually all agree on something that is hot?
I think we all agreed that
you turned around and said
Katsu was
lukewarm, so I don't know what that means.
Did you were you hot for Katsu? No, Simon pretended he wasn't hot for Katsu, but we all know that he is. So actually, we're all hot for Katsu. So.
Katsu curry, yeah. I'll take Katsu curry.
Yeah, Katsu's hot right now. I don't know why Tripp is not on the Bravo hot train, but
I could come around to it.
Yeah, you need to see it. You need to see it. You need to see him block everything.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Well,
I like Bravo. I played Bravo in Blitz, and I enjoyed it. And it could be. I'm sure it's very good for Classic Constructed. So just my flat is falling down. So I'd like to see it in action in CC, but for now, lukewarm. Potential hot. But well, let us know if you agree or disagree with our hot takes. On
I'd love
heroes.
that. All right, I reckon. Should we we'll wrap it
Time
up?
time to wrap up.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
If you've got this far, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe. We need to go and have another beer.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, man.
It's been great.
It was sick. Love you all. Mutual love. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.